Hello, and welcome to Reread Allegedly, where allegedly we read books.
I listened to it. I didn't read it.
I listened to this book too.
Well, I mean, who actually has time? Oh, well, you actually still do read as well as listen to audiobooks as well. You're that guy at the party who's double fisting the snacks when it comes to reading.
I do Kindle and I do physical. So it's all of the above.
I've been trying to get back into using my Kindle. Like, I have stuff on there that I would like to read, but it's just a matter of having the stinking time anymore.
I understand that.
Let me rephrase that: the time and the desire, because I do have time where I could be doing it. However, I have backlogs and other things that I would rather be doing than reading physically at that given moment.
Fair. That's fair. I have had a habit for the last, I don't know, see, I'm about to be 38, so the last 35 years.
You hurt my soul by saying ages here, but go ahead.
Of I read a little bit before I go to bed.
Oh.
So I use my Kindle at night. So it's the physical that I really struggle with. I may get a page or two in a month, but I could knock out the audio and Kindle books.
I'm trying to imagine falling into a book hole just right before bed. And that prospect just scares me.
That's fair. So, to be fair though, the prospect of your Kindle hitting your face is a bigger issue.
Well, I have heard of that happening to some people before. I personally, as I've learned with my Switch, I can't read or really operate handheld devices laying on my back. It's not comfortable for me. I tend to do it more like on my side.
Oh, I do it on my side. I prop it on a pillow, and inevitably, at least once a week, either Dallas or I gets knocked in the head.
No.
So, although partially that is Amazon's fault because they changed the OS of the Kindle to where if you squeeze the left side of the Kindle, it shuts off.
Good job, Jeff Bezos.
So convenient, unless you hold your Kindle with the left side.
You see, it's all a satanic conspiracy to make us dependent on the left-hand path.
Anyway, so don't even know what's happening there.
I'm just ruining our show is what I'm doing. Don't listen to me.
Squid, come back soon. If you didn't hear our last quick episode, Squid is taking care of her inkling.
Mazel tov.
She is getting used to being a mama squid, so she will come back at some point. We are letting her be the judge of what she can handle with a little one.
Yeah.
So
she will be back. Whether or not that's anytime soon is completely up to her. So point all your complaints in her direction.
Indeed. You can find her at the Shed in Chicago,
swimming
around.
At the Shed. It's your job to figure out which one.
Okay, so I had this exact same issue when Squid said something about that. The Shed's apparently the name of a aquarium.
Oh, gotcha. All right. See, I was just going to make a thing, but, you know.
I had the same question and said almost the exact same thing. I was like, so just, start opening sheds, guys. And she's like, no, that's not what I meant.
We Read Allegedly does not condone the random trespass and opening of sheds.
Please stay off of property that you do not own, unless you know for sure you're welcome there. So today, I'm going to try to get this on track. We normally have a third person to help us keep on track. Somebody plays the bad guy, and this is going to be interesting with just the two of us.
Oh, I maybe not for the first book that spoiler alert, we're recording more than one book in a row today. You're not getting more than one episode today, but we're recording more than one episode. But for one of the books that we're going to be doing, I certainly have bad guy vibes for it. So,
Well, I think that's the one that you're running, and
yeah,
so not this one.
no,
So let's talk about this book.
well,
Today we're going to be talking about
we're not going to talk
Tress.
about what we've been reading first.
Oh, yes, we are. It's been so long since we've done this.
Hi, everybody. We're new again.
Okay. So let's talk about what we've been reading. John, why don't you go first and give me a second to compose myself?
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and go first because it has been, as Celeste has mentioned, a very long moment since we have done this. And I have read a couple books since the last time we've met up. So the question is, which of the audiobooks do I want to talk about? And I'm going to talk about Quite On, which is a old book on Japanese lore and culture, and a couple appendices about insects for some reason. It is a It is a book written from the perspective of a European, or not written from the perspective, written by a European who visited Japan in the late 18 to early 1900s, and just wrote down cultural lore about yokai in that area. And there was a Japanese movie that was made based off of the book, I believe in the 50s, that is now part of the Criterion collection. Reason why I read the book was actually because I wanted to watch the movie after I read the book, just so I can have the full experience and see if the movie is genuinely worthy of the Criterion treatment by the comparison of the book.
I've actually heard some people complaining that Criterion is making editions of movies that they should not be making,
Mm-hmm.
like things that aren't even old enough to be considered classics yet. So that's interesting to me.
I don't know. All I know is that they made Night of the Living Dead look fantastic on my 4K TV. So
I really want the Criterion version of The Princess Bride, mostly because I was very sad to realize that my DVD version that I bought in the early 2000s doesn't stretch well on our TV.
well, y'all got a 4K now, right?
Yeah, we do now.
Oh, well, snap, man. Yeah, I get that, because I'm gonna tell you, like, it's a little bit bougie, but those Criterion treatments that those movies get, they really pop on the ultra high def. Like, for real, for
Well,
real.
also, it's just such a pretty cover.
Mm.
Like, it is. Here, I'll pull it up.
The box is amazing.
It is.
It's like it's like buying a cat toy for the cat, and they're more interested in jumping in and out of the box.
No, I'll watch the movie. I just want the box to look pretty.
Killing me, Smalls. Well, what about you? What have you been reading, Celeste?
Hang on, I'm looking for The Princess Bride. Because I'm going to send this to you because it's gorgeous.
Stop making me want things I already have enough I want to buy.
That's fair, but this is truly gorgeous. It is purple with gold gilding, and it looks like a book.
Mm-hmm.
And it is stunning. I'm going to send you the link, just because I am that friend who's like, spend more money.
No,
Always.
trust me, I'm the same way when it comes to some certain items. Like, for instance, when it comes to squid, I'd be like, hey, check out these dice that I saw.
Right, right, right. Okay, so I just finished a book that was considered a cozy fantasy, and I loved it. I was kind of hesitant because it was a book talk book,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes book talk books are fantastic. And sometimes I'm like, you people are all on crack. This is trash. But this one was not what that.
Okay.
It's called The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. And the synopsis, let's see. Synopsis says this. Keela has always had trouble dealing with people. Thankfully, as a librarian in the great library of Elysium, she and her assistant Kaz, a magically sentient spider plant, have spent the last decade sequestered among the Empire's most precious spellbooks, preserving their magic for the city's elite. And then the library goes up in flames. So it's like I shortened a lot of that. So basically, she moves to
Mm-hmm.
back to her hometown, and she's like hiding these spell books because if the Empire has won, then she's going to be in trouble because she starts using some of the magic in the spell books, and they're like, you can't do spell books, you can't do spells unless you've been trained as a wizard. But if the revolution has won, she's going to be in trouble for having worked for the Empire.
Ruh-roh.
So truly it feels like some of the more mundane things in a D&D campaign. Like she's trying to figure out how to make money. So she opens up a jam shop. And the reason she opens up a jam shop is because she cast a spell to help her plants grow so she'd have food. And she has so many raspberries because the spell went. And she's like, oh, I didn't mean to do that.
That reminds me of a certain D&D campaign involving steak and potatoes.
You know, there is a character that is reminiscent of Mama Ebb.
I'm just saying.
It's a lot like some of the chiller stuff is. The end of the description is like a Hallmark rom-com full of mythical creatures and fueled by cinnamon rolls and magic. The spell
See,
shop will heal your heart and feed your soul.
see, the thing about that is that's where you just lost me. When I see the phrase rom com, I'm like, all right, I'm out.
Eh, it's one of those that it has a romance-ishness to it, but it's very low-key.
Well,
It's like neither one of them knows how to talk to people. The spider plant has more emotional intelligence than these two people.
well, and it's kind of funny that we're getting on this because this actually gets into my primary complaint about the book today.
Yay! So let's go ahead and open up the conversation about Tress in the Emerald Sea.
Huzzah! All right, why don't you read the blurb on the back? Tell us about the book.
Tress in the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson is one of his secret projects. The back of the book says this: the only life Tress has known on her island home in an emerald green ocean has been a simple one, with simple pleasures of collecting cups brought by sailors from faraway lands and listening to stories told by her friend Charlie. But when his father takes him on a voyage to find a bride and disaster strikes, Tress must stow away on a ship and seek the sorceress of the deadly Midnight Sea. Amid the spores oceans, where pirates abound, can Tress leave her simple life behind and make her own place sailing a sea where a single drop of water can mean instant death. Now, also, there is a note from Brandon Sanderson included in the write up, and it says this: I started writing this in secret as a novel just for my wife. She urged me to share it with the world, and alongside 3 other secret novels with the support of readers worldwide, it grew to the biggest Kickstarter campaign of all time, which is true. I'm excited to present this first book to you at last. It says, "Come be part of the magic." So it's was loosely based on The Princess Bride.
Which I can
Because,
see that. Like there's Princess Bride vibes all over this.
yes. So, John, you seem to have very, how shall we put it? Very,
I have a very
not,
Gemini feel about how like
you have very interesting thoughts on this book. So why don't you start talking about let's start out with the bad stuff.
well, the thing about this book is
We'll end
that
with the good.
this book frustrated me as much as I enjoyed it.
Okay.
And I think it's just I think
What
it
frustrated you?
what's that?
What frustrated you?
Just some of the basically what frustrated me was the very thing that we were joking about off mic about with this book, in that this book kept taking me places I didn't want to go because I saw other places that seemed a lot more interesting.
Mm.
I mean, if that made sense. Like Squid, how did Squid put it in earlier in
Well, Squid has thoughts about this book. I'm actually real sad. This was one of the ones we were supposed to do at the end of the year. And so Squid had read it, and she actually sent us some of her notes. Let me see if I can scroll back and find them. Here we go. Let's see. She says, "I'm saying it here and now, and with saying it with my whole chest. Tress is simply not compelling enough of a character, and the dialogue just feels bad. Multiple D's."
That's very much a Squid thing. No, the Squid quote I was going to say is, she goes, "Please know my main complaint about Tress, and you can quote me on this. This book is not telling the right story, and the right person isn't telling it." And I mostly agree with that. I did like who was telling the story. That I found to be enjoyable. But I agree,
You like Floyd.
this wasn't the story I wanted from this cast for
Well,
some reason.
what was what was
What's
what
that?
was the story you wanted?
Everything else, it's hard to explain. Like when the story wasn't about Tress's issue, when it wasn't about her core story, was when this book was the most interesting to me. Like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna throw this out there.
Do it.
Everybody, spoiler alerts.
Oh, they know.
I'm just putting it out there in case there's new people who are like, "Hey, they finally dropped an episode." I'm going to spoil this from going forward because I need to talk. But like from the very beginning, as soon as she met the mouse, I'm like, "That's her boyfriend."
Oh yeah, I called that.
And there was, there every time they brought something up, I'm like, okay, so they're going to use that particular type of whatever spore to do this. Oh, I see how they like everything was so teleprompted, and
See, I
he
kind of
he kind
feel
of felt
like
like he thought he was being witty or clever in certain points, where it's just like, no, you're not. That it's not. You are not R.A. Salvatore, man. That's not your bag.
it's not that he was trying to say that he was that, like Brandon Sanderson was.
Mm,
Hoyt absolutely was trying to say that he's that intelligent.
mm.
So you have to. The first time I listened to this
But
book,
the question is though, are you, is it that way, or are you just kind of shooting him bail because you dig him, so that's the way you see it?
I don't know what that means.
I mean, like, is that, like, would you say that's an objective assessment, or would it be possible
Oh
that,
yes,
what's that?
yes.
Okay.
Because and this gets into what I was going to say a minute ago. This was the first Brandon Sanderson book that I read, and the first time I was
Okay.
like, "Oh, this is cute." This is kind of like The Princess Bride. It's not amazing, but it's fun.
Okay.
And then I went and listened to the other stuff and met Hoyt and other things and
Mm.
went back and listened to Tress. And I went, oh, this makes so much more sense now.
Oh.
Because Hoyt is in everything. Like he is in all the stories.
Hmm.
So it's very much a this was if Hoyt had written the story, not Brandon Sanderson.
I don't know, man. I just like I said, I was least interested in the story when it was about her adventure. Like when it was
And
the
that is
Go ahead.
no, go ahead. Go
Well,
ahead.
it's like when they were doing the whole pirate thing, or she was trying to free the pirates. That was cool, or just the subterfuge on the ship, or everything, and except for the I need to go save my boyfriend, because it just felt so trite. Because I'm just like, I already know it's the mouse, and I already know that there's going to be some kind of perception of betrayal at the moment they get there, and it's like, this is so played out, because I've seen it done better elsewhere, I guess, is my issue. And it's like, with as much as people have talked Sanderson up to me, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I expected something that felt a little bit more original, because like all the tropes that he used throughout this book, it kind of kept kicking back to, this feels like something else I've seen done better elsewhere.
I can see that.
And
And I
that's
will
not
say,
and that's not even me
yeah, go ahead.
trying to bag on this book, because like, if I'm being real, I enjoyed this book. Like I don't regret having listened to it. It's just I felt like I was dragged through this book, because my mind wanted to go to other parts of the narrative that the book didn't go to.
That's fair. So I enjoy this book, but at the same time, I can understand why you wouldn't care for it. Like why there would be things to complain, because the main story, like Tress and Charlie, are the least interesting characters.
100%.
The guy who was the cook that had the ear randomly on him, I can't remember his name,
I don't remember. That's the other
but
thing about this book, is don't bother trying to learn everybody's name. It doesn't matter.
Tress, Charlie, and the Dougs. That's all you need to
Pretty much. I just need to say that I was dying half the time through this book, because the
hmm
bassist in my band, his name is Doug.
Oh no.
And so I shot him a message today. I'm like, I gotta tell you, man, I'm reading this book, and all the narrator of this book basically has decided to call every non-essential character in the book Doug.
See, when he calls them Doug, I think of the dog from Up,
Okay.
because that's the dog's name. So I just picture this. Huh?
No.
Yeah.
Well, the only other real Doug I have, the only other face I have associated with the name Doug, is the Nicktoons character from the '90s. So
I actually do know someone named Doug, but I did not think of him at all during this book.
no, I mean, good on you, Doug. You didn't fall into
The Trap of the Dougs.
the trap of the Dougs.
So
So this was your book or Squid's book? I forget.
this was mine,
Okay, so what
because
drew you to this
you
book?
and the fact that he said it was inspired by The Princess Bride.
Oh, well, I suppose there's that.
So I enjoy fantasy, and at the moment, Brandon Sanderson is one of the most prolific fantasy writers who is still alive and is not a jerk.
It's not, need to preface, is not a jerk.
Looking at you, R. Martin. But
Something
so
must have happened that I don't know about. I'll just remain blissfully ignorant.
I can tell you later. It's not good. good drama for the pod. I mean, it might be, but we're not that type of podcast.
Fair.
So I was like, let me get into something that's not as how do I say it? Not as thick, because he has beefy books.
I tried to read the first one of the Stormlight.
That's not a good one to start with.
No, it wasn't.
I tell people now that I've read through, because once I adjusted myself to his writing style,
Mm-hmm.
I understand better, and I'm like, okay, I'm here. Like, I enjoy nothing but world building. Like, I understand, I get that if I'm in the mood for it. And that's the key. I have to be in the mood for it. But to people who want to get into him, I generally either point them to Tress, because it's not his typical writing, but it's enough to start you getting used to his writing. Or I go with Mistborn, because
I know a lot of people
that one's steampunk.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who are into Mistborn. Now, have you read any of the other Cosmosphere books then?
Cosmere?
Whatever.
Yes, I have. I have read the first trilogy of Mistborn. I have read, let me see if I can pull up my Audible.
Oh, shoot. So, like, this
also,
is a part of the whole Mistborn series then?
yes and no. He has his all of his series are loosely connected. And generally the connection is Hoyd.
Oh, well, I guess excuse me, I'm a little bit phlegmy. I guess my question is is there a sequel to this book that and have you read it?
No. This one is a standalone.
Oh, okay. Because the way they set it up in Audible, it made it seem like this was a part of a bigger series, and I'm like,
it is in the sense that all of his books that are his original books are technically part of the Cosmere. This book was the first released in what were called his secret projects.
Right, that Kickstarter thing that made him so much money a couple years back.
And Brandon Sanderson went, I'm in quarantine. I'm stuck at home. I'm all right. And he just knocked out 4 books. Didn't tell anybody. And January 2021, he's like, hey, I started a Kickstarter. And everybody's like, what? Like, no promo, no lead up. Just, hey, there's a Kickstarter. And it was funded super quickly.
Oh, yeah.
But let's see.
He talks about it in his afterword on the audio book.
Yeah. So it is interesting. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Have I read that one? Did I read you? Which one are you? I've read possibly 5, because I don't remember this one. I think this is the one that it had a portion of a yes, it is. So I've read 5 of the series, because there's technically 5 big books and then a couple of little ones that are meant to like fill in gaps for the Stormlight archives. I have all that are currently out, but I read them, I listen to them when I am in the mood for it. Like when I'm in the mood to just be in this big sprawling world, because the way he generally writes is the first quarter of the book is nothing but world building.
And I think that's part of what frustrated me on the front end of this book too, was that it was, I prefer people to build the world as the story goes, rather than taking a moment to build the world and then start the narrative. It's
That's fair.
it's a stylistic preference of mine, but it goes far with me because I had like if I didn't have to listen to this book on at for this podcast, I don't think I would have made it into the parts where it got actually interesting.
That's fair. So, and again, that's just how that is part of how he
And
writes.
that's the reason why the first Stormlight didn't it basically made it onto my DNF pile.
That's fair. So I can understand what not. It's a beefy book. It is, let's see. How many
I made it about
hours?
3/5 of the way through it, and I said, I can't. And it didn't help that there was like last memories of all these random people in between chapters, and you're like, is this important? Do I need to remember this?
It's yes and no.
See,
Yes and no. You can definitely get through it without paying attention to that.
and,
But if you do, it makes it a better experience. So the first one in Stormlight is The Way of Kings, and it is 45 hours and 30 minutes.
mm-hmm.
That's a lot.
It was a lot.
So the fact that you made it through so much of it, I'm impressed. But yeah, it was good. So I enjoyed this book, but again, I enjoyed it the first time because I was like, he's trying to be like the Princess Bride. So it was giving Princess Bride vibes. And then the second time I liked it because I understood some of the inside jokes. So I can understand why you'd be like, I had fun with this, but I would have stopped it if it wasn't for the podcast.
Well, again, I think for me, it's more of a stylistic thing.
And that's
I
very fair.
lose attention if there's not enough flash throughout the entire thing. It's kind of my nod towards bad taste, I suppose. But
It's not
I need
bad
some
taste.
senseless violence or some gratuitous gore or something to keep my attention if you're going to go for in long format like that. But that aside, I did enjoy this book. I probably will listen to it again when I'm in the mood for a little bit more something a little bit more fantastical.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and
It's
if there was
definitely. No, go ahead.
and if there was a sequel, I would have wanted to have seen where the rest of the crew would have went. Granted, I am genuinely not 100% not invested in Tress or Charlie's romance. And quite frankly, they could have fallen off into the Nightmare Sea, and I would have been like, cool, I want to follow the rest of the crew because they're more interesting characters anyway.
This is fair. So, okay. Well, I guess that's our thoughts.
Yep. That you see, it only took us 30 minutes or less to pick out our thoughts on a book that was about how jeepers. I
12
listened to this
hours.
book at 2x, so I don't even know what
Oh,
this. I don't even. Bro spoke so slowly.
I will give you that. I don't ever go 2x with him, but I will go 1.5
Yeah,
to
if it
1.75 depending on if I've read it before.
typically 2 is far too much for me, but like 2x felt like my normal speed of 1.2. So it was just like, okay, I can't. You're gonna put me to sleep, bro, and I'm listening to this while I'm working.
Yeah.
So little note for you guys out there who are into audiobooks, if you want to listen to this one, it was a good one, but maybe crank up
Michael
the speed.
Michael Kramer leaves a lot of space in between his books, his words.
It's not necessary.
Space. Well, I think that's just his style. He's an older gentleman, so I think that's just how he talks.
Anyway, so
Well,
Go ahead.
Did you come up with any spiritual speculations for it?
You know, there was a couple of moments in there where I'm like, oh, there's so many different things we could say. And then I lost them all between then and now.
You know, same, honestly.
I mean,
I do. Do I have? I don't. I have notes for our next book.
I'm glad
Some.
somebody does because
I have some. But I don't have any written down for this. So,
yeah, I mean, I would encourage people to listen to it. There's kind of a messianic vibe for some of the stuff, like, well, not necessarily messianic, but you know, basically, I'll put it to you like this: to try to quantify a thought I had earlier today that I didn't really flesh out. The whole entire theme of this book is on selflessness. If you want to put it out there, Tress has a main adventure or a main. She's trying to basically save her boyfriend, and what it ultimately comes down to is that she has to put her quest on hold to save other people, and it's all about being selfless. And so, you know, much in the same way that Jesus laid down his life and whatever his goals to basically be like selflessly sacrifice himself for our sakes, basically. And I know it sounds like I'm pulling this out of the air, and partly it is because I'm trying to remember exactly what I was thinking earlier, and it would have sounded great if we would have recorded this while I was in the middle of work today, but these are the times we live in.
we were both at work.
Yeah, imagine that. So I do recommend it. It's a bit of a reach on my end, but if you listen to it, you'll honestly hear the
Oh yeah, I think it also has a bit of, it's okay to, like, you can be selfless, but then it's also okay to ask things for yourself every once in a while.
Yes,
because there is a balance to that,
mm-hmm.
and I think that this displays that well, because Tress is very selfless, but at the same time, she ends up learning that it's okay to go, I want to do this.
But
Cool.
So,
ooh, you know what? Squid normally reads the outro stuff, and I don't have that. That's going to be interesting.
no, well, we can ask her to send us audio clips of her recording that in her spare time.
In between changing diapers. Okay, well, so long, and thanks for all the fish. Bye!
Bye!
was going to leave a bit of silence.
I don't believe in silence.
Clearly.